A badger with his elongated muzzle and small ears is such a defenseless darling, isn't it? This predator also thought so and attacked the stocky and peace-loving badger, and ran into this little berserker's rebuff. The badger is a relative of the honey badger and can teach him a lesson in hand-to-hand combat. The badger literally tramples the enemy into the mud, and now we will show you other cases when weak at first glance animals turned out to be really cool fighters. Squaws are one of the most dangerous enemies of penguins. These seagulls steal their birds, attack the young, and can also cope with adults. But this time, the squaw seagull contacted the wrong penguins. This predator attacked the female and almost dragged her into the water, but did not take into account that her partner is a real knight. Although the male is much smaller than those squaws, he bravely rushed to save his mate and beat her off from the seagull that did not expect such aggression. The couple was happily reunited. It looks like the elephant wants to get acquainted. The ostrich is interested in him very much. In general, elephants are peace-loving animals, unlike these impudent birds. The ostrich did not like the elephant, and the bird just bit the sensitive tip of the trunk. No matter how kind the elephant was, but he was not going to tolerate such insolence from this bird, and just grabbed the ostrich's head with his trunk. The ostrich was in shock. He did not expect this, but he can't do anything against a beast weighing about 5 tons. The elephant could have broken the bird's neck like a reed, but he did not do it, and only taught her a lesson. The cat was obviously surprised when he saw the iguana. Looks exotic, doesn't it? For a while, the cat watched the spikes, scales, and the strange shape of the reptile's body, and then remembered that he was still a predator. But the iguana reacted instantly. She immediately made it clear to the cat that she was not going to take on the role of a mouse. A sharp lightning strike of the tail, and the cat is already running away. Apparently, the iguana's motto is, "You can look, but do not touch." The Doberman was left to guard the yard. That suggests that this evening the guard was needed by the dog himself, because a cougar suddenly attacked him. She wanted to quickly bite the dog's throat, then drag the Doberman away for dinner. Except she was messing with the wrong enemy. The Doberman is not a lapdog, but a breed that was bred for the police. It is unlikely that this Doberman managed to read the cougar he rides, but he was able to fight back to her. However, a domestic dog is inferior to a wild predator in strength and aggression. The cougar still managed to grab the Doberman by the throat and began to strangle him. Are you worried about the dog? So were we. But what the cougar could not have predicted was the cunning of this opponent. When the Doberman went limp in the puma's teeth, she loosened her grip, and the Doberman took his last chance to escape and run away. The predator did not dare to continue the attack. At any moment, people could have come and protected their pet. As a result, the cougar had to retreat, and the Doberman survived. We hope that he will be able to recover completely. It seems that they did not have time to inflict serious injuries on him. The bald eagle is one of the best fish hunters among all the birds in the world. And this is despite the fact that he does not know how to swim well, can hardly stay above the water, and in general, diving into this element is very dangerous for him. But this thrill seeker is not for nothing considered one of the coolest birds. He is looking out for fish or other marine life that has risen closer to the surface of the water in order to snatch it in horizontal flight with lightning speed. Thus, these daytime predators hunt not only fish, but also creatures near the surface of the water. Except something went wrong here. The eagle made a mistake with the choice of prey when it attacks the octopus. It is believed that outside the water column, these cephalopods are almost helpless, since, without a skeleton, their bodies spread out like a blob on the ground. But this is a mistake. Even out of the water, the octopus can retain the amazing strength of its limbs. In addition, he is the most intelligent invertebrate creature in the world. When the eagle grabbed the octopus, he reacted instantly, and in the report grabbed his abuser. We don't know if octopuses have knowledge in the theory of aerodynamics, but wrapping the wings of a bird during flight was a brilliant idea to shoot down the eagle. As a result, the bird crashed into the water, and there the octopus continued to fight with her. The cephalopod is very small in size, and the eagle for him is a real feather giant, but 8 limbs is a solid weapon. The eagle is close to panic. Some small clam will drown him in a few minutes. The bird is desperately fighting for its life, but its feathers are wet and have lost their shape. The eagle would not be able to take off, even if it were free. That's a pretty sad end, isn't it? These men also decided the same, so they saved the eagle with the help of a net. They caught the opponent, freed the bird, returned the vengeful octopus to its element, and allowed the eagle to dry out. He was able to take off only afterwards, but at least he remained alive. Now, when the bird sees some red or pink spots on the water, it will fly around this area with a large hook. A young but already quite large bear noticed that no one was looking after the pen with pigs. Neither a man with a gun nor watchdogs. Easy prey. That's what the bear decided, so he went straight to the pen, climbed over the bars, and immediately got hit in the stomach. The most ordinary domestic pig noticed the intrusion and struck without a second's delay. She didn't even try to feign fear. Did you come to the pig as an uninvited guest? Get yourself hit in the stomach. The pig went to ram against the bear and managed to throw it away. The predator was in shock. He definitely did not expect such a rebuff, and the bear was preparing for a counterattack in order to hit the too impudent pig from above with his paws. When suddenly another one flies into the pen. The second pig is already even smaller than the first, but rushes at the huge predator. Surprisingly, the animals did not try to escape and abandoned each other or leave the pen. Did you expect such mutual assistance and bravery from pigs? So it turned out to be an unpleasant surprise for the bear. Instead, the pigs covered each other and started chasing the bear like a naughty little puppy. As a result, the predator simply flew over the side of the pen and ran away. Don't mess with pigs. Ungulates can behave more violently than their predators. For example, zebras often attacked not only other herbivores, but also their fellows. This male noticed a female with a foal and attacked the baby. The purpose of the male is very simple. The mare feeds and takes care of the foal, and while he is under her care, she will no longer mate, since a new pregnancy will not allow her to fully take care of the growing cub. The stallion hunts the baby because without him, the female will start in heat again, and he will be able to have offspring with her. In human opinion, such logic is a plot for horror. But some animals are really merciless towards other people's offspring, not only of their own kind, but even of their own herd. Although the foal has reached almost adolescence, it has as much chance against an adult mature stallion as a water pistol against a real battle tank. Without the lion's fangs, dealing with a foal is a rather dreary task, so the male chooses the perfect moment to attack: the watering hole. While the rest of the herd is drinking, he will just drown the baby. But the stallion underestimated his mother. The female zebra is much smaller than the male. She is inferior to him in mass by about 20%, that is, she is also significantly inferior in physical strength. But she boldly blocks the way for the male's attack, puts herself under his blows, boldly pushes back the cruel stallion, and does not allow her to approach the baby, even though she concedes to the enemy. Where the female lacks strength, she takes maneuverability and cunning. As a result, the baby can be saved. The mare successfully pushes the stallion away and leaves him no chance to succeed in his terrible venture. The endurance of the female is no less than that of the male, due to which she defeats him. The stallion has to retreat. The seagull is used to the fact that if she wants something, she can just swoop in, steal it, and disappear before they have time to react to her aggressive offensive. So a seagull can catch not only fish, but also, for example, a rat, or even take food from a larger feathered one. But here the seagull clearly did not take into account that the mother duck is always on the alert. Trying to kidnap and eat her chicks was a fatally bad idea. The seagull, with typical arrogance and aggression for her, instantly flew into the family of ducks that swam so sweetly together. But the white-winged robber immediately received an incredible rebuff as if it was an ambush. The duck didn't just protect her babies and didn't let any of them get hurt at all. she also went into battle against the seagull herself. Although she has no advantage in size and strength, but she has rage and another advantage. The battle took place over water. The seagull is not at all helpless in this element, but of course it swims much worse than its opponent. As a result, furious blows could simply knock the seagull into the water. And then, instead of letting go of the enemy and returning to his family, the duck pounced on the helpless opponent and held his head under the water. As a result, she just drowned the seagull. This should be a lesson to other winged robbers who have seen such an impressive action scene, like this one right here. You better not touch her chicks. Hardly anyone would call a lynx a helpless animal. This is a cool predator that preys on fairly large horned ones. But still, a lynx is a cat weighing up to 65 pounds, up to 30 kilograms. The cougar in the background is a giant. Some individuals can be 3 times larger and several times stronger. Their character is also tough. Aggressive cougars even fight on par with jaguars, the third panthers on the planet after lions and tigers. And cougars are happy to hunt small bears, as they do not like the competition. This cougar also thought that there was a competitor in front of her, only a weak one. The lynx is a rival for her, which is easy to get rid of. But this individual turned out to be much more difficult. She kept her composure and self-control and managed to give the cougar a worthy rebuff. These are very rare shots of a skirmish between such serious predators. Under normal conditions, lynx avoid cougars, but it was not possible to get away from the meeting here. The cougar acts very aggressively, growls, tries to intimidate the opponent. Just pay attention to the lynx look. Even a primed marine would envy that composure. How would you behave if you were face to face with an angry mountain lion? The lynx didn't flinch. Her every movement is clear, so that she responds optimally to the threat, saves its strength, and delivers strong, accurate strikes at the only right moment when they can reach the target. The cougar has to retreat. Unexpectedly for her, the lynx turned out to be a tough nut to crack. These tigers could handle a young elephant. Therefore, predatory cats thought that a duck was just like a snack, like a pack of chips. But they didn't know how cold-blooded and cunning this little feathered buddy was. During each attack, the duck simply dived under the surface of the murky water. And that's it. For the cats, it was gone. Probably if they had dived too, they could have even caught her blindly. However, the disappearance of the duck shocked the cats so much that they froze in place. And when the duck resurfaced, it was like a teleportation for the striped predators. As a result, the cats could not even catch one feathered bird, which did not even try to take off from them. When you see this adorable animal with an elongated ferret face, round ears, and big cute paws running through snowdrifts, the cuteness meter just overloads. But if some large predator tries to attack this little adorable buddy, he will immediately realize that he has contacted the wrong opponent. This wolf regretted that he got caught by such a little buddy. It seems that the gray predator is not laughing. Do you agree? And when you see how this creature kills a deer by himself, and you realize that nature has surprises for you. This is the Wolverine. And the coolest superhero scumbag has its name for a reason. An animal the size of a spaniel that scares experienced wolves by its mere presence. Why is this? It's just that if a wolf or even a cougar has the audacity to attack our little buddy, it can end tragically for the larger predator and become nothing more than a warm-up for the Wolverine itself. And how will an experienced predator behave if it meets the Wolverine? Will it pick up some keys to victory, look for tactics, how to defeat the enemy? No. Here is an experienced wolf, and he made the most reasonable decision. He pretends not to see the Wolverine and tries not to provoke her. Look just how the wolf looks away from the competitor who is walking around and does not show any interest in it at all. Well, wolves are pretty smart animals. The wolverine weighs a maximum of 55 pounds, 25 kilograms. That is 3 times less than a wolf. But just look at how this battle machine can fight 2 such opponents at once. These wolves carelessly attack wolverines, but it immediately goes on the counterattack and starts chasing opponents like puppies. The ferocity of the wolverine simply shocks both wolves, who were waiting for the victim to start running away. Apparently, they haven't faced such an opponent yet. Wolves are considered one of the most successful and effective predators on the planet. But the wolverine just doesn't care about their reputation, teamwork, intelligence, agility, and other advantages. If you make her angry, she just goes into battle and destroys everything in her path. The secret of the wolverine's success is a combination of incredible rage, bravery, and extraordinary physical abilities. The wolverine fights with both jaws and paws. Her claws, although they do not retract like cats, are very sharp and strong. This allows her to grab the victim almost tighter than a bulldog. And it's not so much the bite force as the incredible stubbornness of the animal. If the wolverine clenches its jaws, then only a burst from a machine gun can make it let go of the victim. And that is the option that first wolverines will deal with the shooter, and then return to the prey. You know about the wolverine's reputation, we know about the wolverine's reputation, even many bears know about it. But the behavior of this baby, on the contrary, is a big surprise for any predator. This is an ordinary American badger. He is much less famous than the wolverine or honey badger, although they are all relatives. Do you understand what this means? That if due to inexperience a bear gets into a fight with a badger, it will receive the same tough rebuff as in the case of a honey badger. For its size, the badger has great strength, but still inferior to larger predators. How then does he keep them at bay? It's just that the badger's skin is incredibly strong, and the animal itself has great vitality, a high pain threshold, thick fur, and agility. Even experienced hunters prefer not to mess with the badger. There are legends that the skin of this beast is even more durable than that of a boar. Why then do we hear so little about the rage of badgers? The fact is that they don't like unnecessary problems. The honey badger and wolverine walk around their possessions and constantly run into a fight. And the badger, on the contrary, likes a quiet life normally. He prefers berries, nuts, roots, vegetables, and if it hunts, it usually hunts insects, reptiles, and small little birds. The badger loves rodents especially, so he is treated well in culture because the badger destroys pests. By the way, he's not irritable, not particularly aggressive, and doesn't try to punch the bear as soon as he notices it. He's also got a really cute face, don't you agree? American badgers have long hair, which in combination with a low-sitting body and short paws makes them look like kind of decorative dogs. European ones look especially cute due to the elongated muzzle with characteristic cute stripes. Therefore, it seems that in front of you is an ordinary quiet boy who hides from the threat and counts only on the protection of its native burrow. That's why it's such a surprise for this bear when it turns out that the badger is even more insane and berserk than his distant relatives. After all, if this guy is provoked, he will be offended and show that it is better not to run into modest people. Most predators avoid fights with an equal opponent for one simple reason: good health is needed for hunting. If the wolf overcomes the enemy but remains with a wounded paw, it will be much more difficult for him to catch up with the prey. This can end fatally. The badger doesn't care about this at all. He goes to the end, which simply terrifies his competitors. The badger can even attack a cougar if it tries to mess with him. But the cougar is an incredibly aggressive and cruel beast. But she retreats like a frightened little kitten when the badger threatens to gnaw the cat's tendons on its paws. With his elongated but very powerful jaws, he can do this. He attacks 10 times the larger beast stubbornly and brutally over and over again. At the same time, the badger knows the pain points of the enemy and tries to hit each one. This fox thought that the badger was a helpless fatty, but realized too late that he had messed with the wrong one. The badger bites right at the base of the tail, in a very painful place. He shakes it from side to side, causing maximum damage. And thanks to the grip of powerful paws, the fox has no chance to get out until the badger lets him go. And the blows of the enemy, it seems, he simply ignores. And even if the predator retreats, the badger will chase him himself, so that the enemy will forever remember this lesson. And what unexpected victory of the victim over the predator struck you more than others? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.